Welcome back to Black Girl Couch Reviews, but this is not Black Girl Couch Reviews. This is the Jones Chronicles. Even my co-host was like, it's not? We are here for another episode of the Jones Chronicles. I caught myself, see? If it was regular recording, I just would have cut that and restarted over again, like, fuck. But there's no editing here.
No editing.
We are here to discuss an array of topics. I am joined by my lovely Shy, Queen Shy.
Hello.
Everybody. So we're just gonna, it's shooting the shit on some topics that are in the media or that we randomly want to talk about as we go through. And our first topic is gonna be one of the ones that it's not important, but it still feels like a lot of people want to discuss it, which is Netflix. Are you considering cutting Netflix? Or do you not have Netflix?
I have Netflix. Trust me, every time they raise the price, I consider cutting it out. I'm like, because I'm trying to like balance how often do I use Netflix to where I'm paying. I think it's $19.99 now. I don't remember what the price is, but it's
for
up
two
there.
screens. Yes, for two screens.
Yeah, because I have my family still.
I do too. I put it down to one. I'm like, screw you. Either I'm watching or you're watching. These are the decisions that will be made.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I've thought about it because I don't know if it's just I have too many streaming services for one. And so there's that. For two, like I said, I don't watch it that much to where is it worth $20 a month? And the stuff that they have on there, I think the biggest thing that I used to watch on there, of course, I say that, but then someone will, drag me into it, would say, hey, have you seen this? And it happened to be on Netflix. Just like the Michelle Obama thing. A friend of mine was telling me about her interview with Oprah was on there, so I went ahead and watched that. I used to watch the Flash whenever it came out. I would watch the season again. That's about it. It's not too much on Netflix, so I've thought about cutting it out, but I don't know. I always feel like I'm missing out on something. Like I'm gonna miss something if I as soon as I cut this thing off, something amazing is gonna be on Netflix, and I'm gonna be pissed.
They're gonna be a show, and then you have to sign back up, and you're like, why? So you just say forget it.
I forget it. I always
kind of with you.
Myself out of it.
I'm totally with you. There's a lot of, I think, and in 2022. Netflix did lose 1 million subscribers, which is a huge chunk. Yeah, I didn't know that either. So when I continue to see, like, I always watch the Netflix on and coming in May. I always watch those YouTube videos, and every time I see in the comment section is, don't ever go to YouTube. I don't know why I do it to myself. It's my Twitter. It's my dumpster fire of a Twitter. But they do, a lot of people's like, yeah, Netflix is trash. I'm getting rid of it. There's nothing to be. But I'm like, clearly you're still here.
Yes. You gotta love
watching this, what's coming this month.
Exactly.
Wouldn't it just be smarter to do what I do? Just cut it down to one TV so it doesn't feel like too much of an expense. Yeah. And then I also feel another thing is have you noticed that there's a trend with Netflix? It feels as if they're more catering to their audience overseas than they are Americans.
I hadn't noticed that.
I look at all the stuff that they're coming out. They have, like, their subtitled or foreign movie category has increased significantly more than the American cult classics that was was Netflix in its beginning years. And I think because they're not making money here. They're like, yeah, we lost 1 million subscribers, but clearly they're paying top-notch actors to have summer blockbuster movies for them.
Yeah.
So if to say that, I guess I get very confused because I'm just hearing all the hype say they're losing money and they're about to go bankrupt and da-da-da-da-da, but I'm like, they seem to still have an audience and money to spend or not spend as they want, and I think it's coming from the foreign distributors. And I was just talking to Omni, because that's my boo now, and I didn't know, he just gave me this fact about The Flash season 7, which isn't my favorite Flash season, but it was like number 4 watched most pirated season ever of The Flash. And I'm like, what? So it's about, I think for us Americans, we're indoctrinated with, that may be the wrong word, with too much streaming options, whereas Netflix is the only one overseas. And then they're making that money on those shows that we are too picky to watch on the CW. And that's how they're making their bank. So I just wanted to get your 2 cents on that one, because everywhere I go, I hear about how Netflix is just about to crash and burn and I should get out now.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard that. I didn't hear about the 1 million subscribers. They lost that either. I will say one of the frustrating things about Netflix too, not that I watch them, is just the idea. Like, if I was to be interested in watching one of the originals, I wouldn't be able to be invested in it because they don't keep them around. Like, they cancel them, and so it's like, even if there was one that I wanted to be invested. Oh, I forgot that. What's the one that we're watching from DC? I can't get off.
Titans?
Get off Netflix. No,
no.
The one, the is it DC with the guy, the deaf guy?
The deaf guy, Sandman.
Yeah, Sandman.
Yeah, Sandman. Yes, yes.
So it's like stuff like that. It's like I was hesitant to watch that because of the, how Netflix is, how they're infamous for just canceling stuff, even if it seemed to be popular. And so there was something else on Netflix that. Oh yeah, Stranger Things. So that's what's keeping me like.
It's like those titles, those things that you're looking to come back, even if in the meantime. I mean, because I feel in the same way before all these streaming platforms, you'd pay $15 for HBO and you get 2 new movies a month.
Yeah.
So to say that, because now I think because the quality was so good with Netflix when it first came out, they expect that same type of quality. And you're like, yeah, no, we're not investing all that in that. We got what we needed. Now we're going to where we're actually making some money. Mm-hmm. And it's not here because, like I said, America, unfortunately, has way too much to look at. Hulu, HBO Max, Paramount. I know. I'm about to get rid of HBO Max. Now, that's the one I'm actually dropping.
Yep.
Not from Netflix.
Other than Rick and Morty,
it's on Hulu.
Like, it's on Hulu. I'll get rid of
and it's season 6 is out. Yes, no, it just came out. I was gonna say, girl, it just came out. We gonna be on it next weekend because this weekend is full. Supposed to still watch The Flash.
I was so mad when you said that they were coming out on HBO Max. Like, really? Because I'm really contemplating.
I know. It's the same thing. I was at the Titans too. I was like, oh no, I'm done. Well, actually, after Barry, because I'm watching that show. Oh my God, Barry is one of the best shows.
I keep hearing it. See, that's tempted me.
It's the best show. I have never been so into a show. It's so good. And it's so well directed. Yeah. And that's, you rarely get good direction, good writing, great actors, and it's funny, but it balances the dark so well. And it doesn't bullshit the person. Like, you're not sitting, this ain't no Walter White situation, okay? Or Ozark that I always bring up because I'll never not stop hating. It's not that situation. It very much, and then what they've done on how they, I cannot gush enough about Barry.
Yeah, I gotta check it out.
Everyone's gotta watch that. At least NoHo Hank, one of the best characters. He's in my top 10 best characters of all time. And I will always say,
I keep
get out of
hearing-
the Dodge.
A lot of people have been saying that, so I gotta watch
Yes, out of the Dodge. I will make reference. I've been making references in some of the things, and you guys never catch up on it because I'm like, yeah, you didn't watch this show, so you have no idea what I'm saying.
No idea.
Keep it on Netflix for 1 second, just because I need to get another black woman's opinion.
Okay.
Have you watched Cleopatra and have you watched Queen Charlotte?
I watched Queen Charlotte. I did binge that one weekend before, whatever weekend I had some time. I didn't watch the whole thing. When I say I binged it, I didn't watch the last episode.
I made efforts to watch the whole thing. I'm
did.
guessing it wasn't that great.
I mean, it was better. It was better. And stop it, Christina. I mean,
girl, just say it. It ain't that good. It's not that. Okay, look, people love Bridgerton. I don't get it. I do not get it. And I thought that this Queen Charlotte, of course, I'm biasly here for rooting for the black person. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here. I didn't think the first one was going to be good, so I thought, okay, let me try this one because maybe I'll invest in the black woman. I didn't even get past the first episode of Queen Charlotte. I was like, nope, I can't do it.
I watched it. I kept because I was encouraged by others to watch it, and so I watched it. And then I'm like, okay, maybe the next episode. And so I couldn't. I like, and it was like the longest episode too, the final one. I'm like, I can't do it. I'm just not. It's just. I guess I'm not a Shonda Rhimes fan because I don't think I watched any of her stuff.
Scandal's the shit. The first.
I watched.
You know what? She ruined shit all the time. Okay.
I watched the first 2 seasons of Scandal, and that's it. How to Get Away with Murder. Mm-hmm. I watched it up until Wes died. Mm-hmm. And then I guess I could watch it in spurts. I don't watch Grey's Anatomy. Mm-hmm. I don't know what else she had. And then Bridgerton, I gave up. I threw in the towel.
Did you watch Still Star-Crossed?
Who?
Still Star-Crossed.
Oh, I did like that.
Yeah. That was the most successful. I was going to say that's the most successful one she did. Exactly. I was like, what the fuck?
I love that one. I did like that one.
I think that speaks more to the audience that's watching than it does, because I'm like, the ones that actually have quality. Okay, so I love that you brought. Now, this is the huge thing, and people probably don't know this, but I actually read all the Bridgerton books. I read those books when I was a kid. I ingested it.
I never read
Yeah. So, because the reason why I point it out now is because I love people attacking me without fully understanding anything about where my thought process is coming from. So most people are like, oh, well, you don't like it because it's just not good. I was like, what are you talking? No. That has nothing to do with, I don't think that it's because it's the right time period. I know it's supposed to be based on fictional world. I'm fully aware of it. I've read these books, you dumbass. So I'm the first one that was jumping on. Ooh, I really want to see this.
Yeah,
it just isn't good for me. It just doesn't. Or it could be, I read these when I was 13. These no longer feel the same now that I'm almost 40 years old. And that's a fair critique. I don't know why everybody's so mad when you critique shit. But anyways, that was my whole thing. I was like, can't. And a lot of people really love the Queen Charlotte. And I was like, I don't get it. The Queen Cleopatra, I broke down and watched that one just because I wanted to know. It's not Queen Cleopatra. It's actually Cleopatra. I think it's what it's called. And I will say this much. For all the drama that's around it. I think it's also the number 4 highest ranked show right now. It's just hilarious. Mm-hmm. Okay. The more drama you create around something, the more people. I believe more people watch Cleopatra now than they would if the fucking Greek government didn't come out screaming about how they're mad that she was being portrayed as a black woman in a reenactment. I think that made more people go to it.
It always does.
And then when I looked at what the people were saying, because then there's also the big debate about a documentary. I watch documentaries all the time, and if you do watch them, you will know everyone doesn't share the same opinion. No, it's still a documentary, but it could be based on your opinion, based on whatever evidence you wanted to base that on. Doesn't mean that it's factual or accepted or scholarly. Because most people don't accept that Cleopatra was black, but there's a small part that still believe it. Okay. And that's what they had the people in the background saying. But for most part, other than one or two scholars, everything else was historically accurate. And the reenactment for itself was just a reenactment. I mean, when you have a 25-year-old person playing a 13-year-old at the beginning? Because guess what? Cleopatra was 14 when she met the great Gaius Caesar. So one, it's pedophilia. I mean, y'all keep on romanticizing a story that's really not romantic. Right. And then you're trying to own something that's really not even that prolific. What did you do? You fucked someone. Okay? You were smart. Yes, you kept power in yourself. Yes, yes, yes. But I don't know what it is about this story that it needs to be so owned where a black person... Because that was also a comment I saw, and I think I laughed so loud. And I laughed at them and I joked about it too, because I said their reasoning was like it's blackwashing. It's the same thing they said about Queen Charlotte. They said it's blackwashing. And I said, man, only 3 people took a black part, man. And all of a sudden, the outrage on blackwashing. Yet that blackface, we don't want to talk about the blackface. We don't want to talk about, those 200 plus years. We couldn't even play a role. We don't want to talk about how Ralph Fiennes played Michael Jackson. Y'all was saying anything when Ralph Fiennes played Michael Jackson? Not a goddamn word. Y'all was like, he playing in a movie. And I said the same thing. I wasn't even mad being black. I was like, he playing in a movie. I ain't seeing that movie. Stupid. So I don't know why y'all getting so mad. Shit. We the ones that got righteous anger at this point. Like, what do you mean? I mean, putting a black person might actually make me watch it. And now, my only thing was, if you'll watch it, please go and Google some shit afterwards. Know the real story.
You were on your rant on Twitter. Was I
on my rant on Twitter? I don't even remember. I don't even know we've even talked about this, because I was going off. I was going in on people because they were really... I'm like, what? Don't look to television to tell you history. Yeah. I don't care I don't care if it says it's based on true events. It's not. It's Hollywood. Hollywood is going to embellish something.
Oh, of course. Always.
Because that's what it needs to make a plot happen. If you just watch the regular thing, it's 17 years of boring ass shit. And 2 events. Yep. I don't... That's my biggest problem is that you're angry at entertainment. It's entertainment. That's all it ever was. Exactly. I'm sorry, I'm off my high horse now. I couldn't let the Netflix go without saying it. But after watching it, because I really did, I wanted to give a true assessment. I was going to go ham into the series, quite frankly. I was like, if this series is bullshit, talking about trying to really confuse the black public already. It's already... Yeah, no, I thought it was worth watching. I thought the actress did a good job. I think the acting was decent in it. Again, if you're going into it not thinking it's real, it's a reenactment. That's all it was ever supposed to be. Yeah. No, I thought it was a decent put together, and for people that don't like history and want to see a black person portrayed as a historical figure, yes, that is what it's meant to be for. To get you interested in a topic you wouldn't have, and then for you, your responsibility as an adult, or not, is to find out the truth of that topic. That's all it was.
Yeah, but, something I've come to understand, and I think we've talked about it before, and it's prevalent. It is so prevalent. And I think the election just highlighted, it just put a highlighter on the fact that people just want to be fed stuff. They don't want to look into things themselves. They want someone to tell them what's going on, what's right, what's wrong, what's, this, what's that, what's history, what's not history. And so with that being said, that's why, again, that's the whole disinformation era came about. I mean, it's always been disinformation. It's just that nowadays it's more prevalent. I mean, it's highlighted more. That, you know, how much we don't take or look into things. You know, my oldest son, he'll tell you, even all my kids, but my oldest, he was the first one to, you know, me honing in on him. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. It doesn't matter what it is, a word, anything. I would always tell him, look it up, because it's like we can't.
One, you didn't have access to that information before.
Right, exactly. And it's like you can't just depend on me to tell you what this means, what this word means, what this means, what this is, what that is. And so, you know, so I got him in, and he's always looking up stuff. And so that's, and of course now I'm a little bit more lazy about it, but I still do it. I just don't do it as often as I did when I was younger. But it's like, it's so important that people just not take other people's account of things. Like, yeah, look at it, and then, but do your own due diligence and figuring out whether or not that's totally correct, or what was off about it, or whatever the case may be. That's why I love listening to because yeah, I mean, I trust you, and so that helps when I'm listening to the things that you're saying, because I know that you're not just some Joe Schmo off the street telling me, you know, schmuckatelli. So I can listen to things that you're saying, and I'll buy into it, like the historical stuff.
Well, yeah, and I always say, and one, that's why I put my sources in, especially if I'm for pulling from something. I bring my sources in, so one, you can read it for yourself. You don't have to take, and I'm not reading the whole article, so I'm taking parts out. So I'm giving you that for there to say, you know what, I really want. She didn't go too much into that. I want to read more into that, or I want to look into that part. I want to encourage people, and Mimi said the same thing, strangely enough, to me, which was so sweet, made me feel good. But being like, she actually sent me this thing, was like, Picasso died in 1974. What the fuck? I thought he was in the 15th century. This is why I need to look up shit, man. Why? She's like, you got me into looking up shit and knowing things. I didn't know that Cleopatra wasn't black until you told me. Then you explained why it was, and I was like, oh. So it's not that, you know, there's plenty of things I still don't know. And I'm like, really? What the fuck? Because not only that, people need to understand, even if something is true today, it might not be true tomorrow. History is always changing. About 4 years ago, we never thought Neanderthals and the human species, what we are, Homo sapiens, ever fucked. Because they were like, no, they wouldn't have, because they're two different species, and they went extinct, and we must have killed them all, and da-da-da-da. They had all these theories, right? And then all of a sudden, DNA got better. And it was like, oh, shit! We was fucking Neanderthals! But, I mean, I could tell you about 90 documentaries I watched up until that point that made a point of putting it out there. So it's not even so much of, oh my God, you watch one thing one time, and that's your absolute truth. You have to keep up. And it is. I can understand. I truly get it. You have to be into it, or it's time consuming or exhausting. And it requires a lot of that frontal lobe. And you know, people love going into auto drive in the frontal lobe. So I get that part. So whatever I can do to try to make people want to be interested in it, even if it's me ranting at other people. So I'm getting better at it. I'm trying. I really am. I'm trying to put into the idea of, and I even said that, and someone respected me in the chat for that. It was like, girl, I ain't trying to go to Google. Because I was trying to encourage someone to go to Google. It's like, just tell me what it is. I ain't trying to, well, I'm trying to encourage instead of just be like yelling down. Yeah. Because I will go off on one, and then y'all be like, who's she screaming at? I had that thought too. She might think I'm stupid. I'm like, no, I don't want to ever do that. So that's what I'm trying to work on with my part, because I really just be going after the people that I know who I'm talking to. That you were talking about the misinformation age, I think that leads us to another topic that I've never really touched on much during the Jones Chronicles, but the firing of Tucker Carlson. Do you think that And I think someone actually, another newscast got fired today because he made a comment. He thought he was off mic and he wasn't. And whatever it was, they didn't say what it was, but it was an automatic firing. So do you think that there is more of a need or a want for accountability? Do you think we're heading in the right direction for these media outlets that are starting to care about the truth? Or you think it's just, it's too late?
You know, it's funny we talking about this because a good friend of mine, we were just having this conversation last weekend. He brought up Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon.
Yep, Don Lemon.
Yes, brought them, and we were talking about journalism, the integrity, how that's gone, and how it's, you know, journalism is supposed to be an unbiased source of information, but it's not. And then of course we were just going on this tangent about that. I don't know, Christina. I think back to what I was just saying earlier about people just want to be told stuff and not really look into it or question what they're being told. Because my thing is, if I'm being told something on one station and then I'll go to another station and they put another, news, okay, news is supposed to be unbiased. I mean, to me, that makes me question both. And it's like, but people don't do that. They'll either stick to Fox News or they'll stick to CNN or whatever else is out there. I don't even know, because I avoid all of it now because I don't trust it. So I'm like, why am I watching something I don't trust? I don't trust what you're telling me. I don't trust yes, you're telling me something, and which again has some relevance as far as like this is happening, but then you put your own spin on why it's happening, who's happening to, who would affect. So it's like I feel like I'll never say never, but I feel like this is such a business now. It's like it's this machine, and it's about propaganda. It's about money. It's about making money. It's about what sells. Who's your audience? Back to that, and then catering to that audience. So you're going to tint your news to appease this certain audience. And so once you start,
that's the crazy part. Yes. I think that's the most eye-opening part about it was the fact that you got a real insight in the fact that the audience was controlling the news.
Exactly.
When was that supposed to be a thing? When was that supposed to? I don't like what you're saying, so I want you to say something differently. Okay. What?
Yeah. Yep.
And then is that new? Would that no longer? And I think you brought up the best part. Isn't journalism supposed to be unbiased? You are supposed to report the facts. Yes, I think like you said, it became a business where now the facts are, hey, go to here to break it down for you so you don't have to think for yourself. Yeah. And that's a human species problem. Because that in itself, that's your own laziness. You can't blame the news people for doing what you want. Because when I walked away from that, I hated Tucker Carlson. I was like, this man is evil. How can he be putting these evil things out in the world? Then to hear that he's rational and he's just doing what he's told in a way because his audience is telling him that. And I'm like, what?
I didn't know that. I don't know.
I didn't know that. Dude, those freaking text messages. Woo! And then him just writing those emails being like, they're going to kill it. Like, what are we doing? They're going to kill, like, we are ruining this network.
What's going on?
Oh my God. Did you see? Okay, the text messages and the emails behind the scene with Tucker and all the news anchors, they were freaking out on January 6th because they were trying to report correctly that Biden won. There was no Trump thing, but the Trump they were saying no. And the politicians were getting on the Fox News networks, but mostly it was the audience that called in and said they're going to kill Tucker, they're going to get rid of Fox. Fox felt they needed to save their bankroll by reporting fake news to appease that constituent. And that is when we have taken it. That's when Fox needs to go. It is no longer a news network. It is a Twitter platform.
Yep.
And that's what I mean. It's like everyone's got a little bit of something. Because Fox was, I feel like at some point, and I read another special too, because I don't know these people. I haven't watched Fox News for 5 years. All I know is the things that are sound bites.
Yeah. Same.
But there are some people who came out as, I would like to say, they're Republicans, but they side with what's the better candidate than just their party. And I feel like that's fair. Everyone does that. Everyone's born. If I had to say, am I more Republican or Democratic? I'm going to say Democratic because that's what my mama was. It's what my mama's mama's was. It's what my mama's 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 was. That's just how it is. I would probably say, though, I'm not political at all. I mean, I can jump into every camp. I could be conservative. I could be Republican. It depends on what the issue is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, and most people are not like that. Like you said, they sit in one camp and stay there no matter what. They will excuse whatever it is. Mm-hmm. They will never admit there's a failure, whether it's good or better or good or not.
Yep.
But the whole Tucker thing, that shit was crazy, man. I still don't know why Don Lemon was fired. I don't know why Don Lemon was fired, other than he's a gay black man. And then I still watch Camacho, what's his name? I watch some of him. He was fired too, remember, because he helped his brother. Cuomo. That's how you say his name? Yeah, I always call him Camacho.
I'm like, who?
Cuomo. I still watch him because I think that he's on. He's got his own station now. Okay. I mostly see him on Instagram. I be trying to get you on Instagram. Like, get off Twitter, get on Instagram.
I go on there.
I like Instagram better than Twitter, and then Tumblr comes next. But that's where I got most of this information, because I feel like he's like, yeah, I've been on both sides of it. I fucked up clearly, but I'm still trying to. And he said the same thing. He's like, I believe when Tucker first got on Fox News, he was trying to be something. But what happens is, as someone's been in the industry, everyone's in the ear. Everyone's telling you what to do, and you're making a whole bunch of money, and you don't want it to stop. Yep. And he's like, and all you can do is get better. And he's like, you're gonna fuck up. He admitted saying, like, I can't even talk about my situation because I'm still in fucking probate court. He's still in legislation. I mean, he gonna be fucked for a while. But but that's the thing. I can still watch one mistake, two mistakes, whatever. To know that you're not even a real person in front of that camera. That really takes away. It's just like, man, I can't watch any news. I'm right with you. I'm like, this is not news. These are catered audience viewership of the news, and that's not great. And considering that we have an algorithm now that can give you everything you want to see. Yep. How are we ever gonna? I feel like this is the trap that we're in, and we're not gonna get out of this trap. This is the worst trap, that not the existence of the media, it's what they're doing with it, and it's not the people we want to blame. It's the fucking public. That's why I always say, go back to George Carlin. Maybe it's not the politicians that suck. Maybe it's the people. Love George Carlin. It's like shit in, shit out. I don't know what y'all expect. So the only difference is on election day, when I masturbate, I'm going to have a little something to show for myself. His words. I love that man. I swear to goodness, I could quote him. He is that's how much of a legend he is. And he's just relevant right now. He's just like, exactly how I feel. Yeah. Did you hear that Brittany Griner was released?
That's been a while, yeah.
When was she released? I didn't know.
This year, like January or something?
Oh my God, are you serious? Because I didn't know until like 2 days ago.
Oh my Lord. Let me see. That was all over Twitter. They were talking about.
Don't be on Twitter.
I know they were talking, but it was just there. Like,
I know, I swear, and the only reason why it popped up, because going back to the news thing, it was an article. There's two of them that almost got me with the headlines. One, I thought Jamie Foxx was dying. So the family went on like, how you gonna say he in critical condition? Bitch, I'm his daughter. He has been home for a month. Get out of here.
Are you serious?
Yes, I clicked on the article because I had no idea, because I'm out of touch too. So I clicked on the article that says family members prepare for the worst. So I clicked on the article and I'm like, what? And then it went all the way down to it, and it went to, at the end, she responded on Twitter, no, he's fine. Stop sending me condolences that he's dying.
Oh,
but the same thing, they said that Brittany Griner was getting a sex change. And I was like, what?
What?
That was the title of the article. And that's how I found out she was released. Because I had no idea. She was released in December? Are you serious?
Because I remember there was a controversy because we exchanged her for some crazy man. Some Russian person that is not good. Not a good person.
You know they're going to kill him anyway. That's the thing about Russians. I will say this much. As much as you think that we fucking them up, Russia going to fuck them up worse. I mean, they'll just send them out to the gulags. And they don't say they don't have the gulags anymore. Yes, they do. They just don't call them the gulags. It's called Siberia. That's that's where the gulags are, because everyone seems to make their way criminally to Siberia. What happens in Siberia stays in Siberia. But yeah, I don't think that you just become a criminal and then you exchange for another person and then you automatically get your freedom. I'm pretty sure you're going to get shipped back to Siberia and you're going to be like, fuck, couldn't I have stayed in that American prison cell? I'm sure he was more mad to be exchanged than Brittany. And he was like, thank God. My thing is, because I have a problematic relationship with Brittany Griner. I kind of feel like if you wasn't busted for your oils, then no one would know who the fuck you are, because nobody watches the WNBA. Don't they not? Am I just evil for saying that? Maybe I am, because I'm just like, girl, you are no one. And what you are known for is not something I would be writing no memoirs about. I'll be trying to put that behind me. Like, you know what? I'm good. I might do one Diane Sawyer if she was still alive, but that's about it.
Look, I will say this. I don't know if I've said this to you guys. I said it before. Maybe it was to, I don't know who it was to. But when this all came out, I don't remember, because it's been so long, Christina. Don't judge me.
Yeah, no, I ain't judging you. Girl, I didn't even know she was out.
Here's my thing about that whole situation, where I don't feel sorry for her. I mean, this is callous of me to
no, me and you are on the same page. I can already tell.
I did not feel sorry for this situation, because here's the thing: when we went overseas, each time I went overseas, the first thing they tell you is the rules of that country.
Yep.
You can and cannot do, and so, or you learn the rules of that country, because it's like you can't. Different rules apply. Just like I told you, I went to Japan twice. They are, their prison is no joke. Like, their crime is low, but once you get in their prison, you don't want to be in their prison. I mean, that was the first thing. One of the first thing they told us. All the do's and don'ts of traffic. All the do's and don'ts of what you can do when you're out in town. So I'm like, how are they not telling her this? Like, how did she not know this?
She knew.
Exactly. And so
she thought she was going to get away with it.
Like, exactly. Oh, I'm a NW and whatever.
I know. It's not that big of a deal. It's legal in my country. She made all those excuses. That's what I was like. I was like, look, boo, I'm sorry you're in a gulag.
Doesn't matter.
But, bitch, you put yourself there. I'm sorry. Don't mean to call her bitch. Sorry. I'll call everybody bitch. Don't take it personal. But seriously, I had my mother was so mad I was not empathetic towards her. I was like, are you crazy? Like, if I know I'm going to a country that's not even a democracy, I'm going to know every damn rule, and I'm going to check myself to make sure I didn't stick something or someone stuck something in my bag. I'm going to be on it, like, because ain't no excuses for me. There's no consulate here for me. So you take those chances. You got paid to go there. You should have did your job. Should have did your job. Put the thing in the trash can. You knew it was in there, but you just thought you were going to get away with it. And then they turned it into a race issue, and I was really angry about turning it into a race issue because, no, some people just need to be held accountable. because she was black.
Yeah.
And we wanted to exchange her because Black Lives Matter. And I'm like, but sometimes black people need to be arrested, too, if they commit crimes.
You know what, Christina, see, now it's like, you speak about language right now. Me and my friend, we were talking about this, too. Because, you know, again, he's my military buddy who I'm going to go see in Chicago. Anyway, back to what I'm trying to say is that
now what you trying to do?
We were talking about that accountability stuff, you know, that whole thing, because it's like when.
Hold on, let me get this dog.
Oh,
hold on 1 second. Lulu, Sam, stop yelling at the neighbors. She really be just yelling at the neighbors.
I can hear you, ma'am.
I know. I should have just screamed it from right here. I shouldn't even have got up. I don't know why. So everybody's just gonna hear that. I don't know why, but shoot, I was trying not to scream in the mic. Okay, continue. You and your military friend, you be talking about this topic of accountability.
Accountability. It's like, what happened to that thing called accountability? Because like for our people. You know, because I forget what it was specifically that he had brought up, but it was just like, I mean, yes, as a people, we've been through some shit. We've been through a lot. You know, our history is there to tell us all that. But at what point do we stop leaning on that? At what point do we take it upon ourselves to do our part to course correct? Because these things happen, and no, we can't do it all on our own, but we can do our part to make it better. And
how about let's just show up and be good parents? Let's stop controlling our children and telling them not to speak and smacking them in the face because it's me time. And the things, and I think what it is the black community doesn't like to talk about our problems because it's easier to focus on what they did to us. Because then talk about our problems, but we're not, they don't feel we're there yet, but they don't understand that we can't just focus on the past to build a future. You got to start in the present to build a future. I like to say this. I made this analogy last night. I was very proud of myself. I like to say that for black people, and I am talking about black people in specifically, not people of color, because I love you Mexicans, Italians, and every other race that came into this country, but you were unfortunately not put into the systematic slave trade. Your family just wasn't, done the same way when it came to America. We're talking about coming to America. We're not talking about being treated in America. We're talking about coming to America. And ever since that moment, for black people, we are like the family dog. We can come to the table. We could get scraps from the table. But we ain't never going to get a seat at the table unless we stop allowing ourselves to be the fucking dog. And that is on us. If you sit there and you're looking for scraps from the table, then you're not going to ever change your status. So what you're saying, that emotional intelligence, that accountability part, that's us not focusing on what we can't do. When you're just doing all the things you can do, it doesn't matter. It's progress. It's progress. Yep. Whatever you can do. It's always going to be something holding us down, because we are, unfortunately, one day we will not be America's favorite dog, but we're not there yet because we're barely out of what we started from. Stop acting like this country has been here for thousands of years. It's not. It's a baby in the long history of the human species. And democracy is still a fickle experiment. And the more we keep trying to mess with it now, even racially, we're messing with that experiment. Because any type of only in one idealism is never, because you're always going to miss something. You're always going to miss something. You cannot be full 100% on one agenda. And the thing about us black people, though, is just, some of us, part of it is our desire not to fall away from the traditional. There's part of that too. I say traditional meaning religious. I'm a huge fan. I'm, it's all about whatever is going to line up with that religious idea, even if you're not really living into it. My mother. But it feels like all of your actions are judged by that. Whatever those actions would be. Like me wanting to go off somewhere or do this. How about you just roll up in here? Talking about some hi. Nobody trying to wave at you. I was in the middle of the whole thought process. She's talking about have fun. She didn't even care. Don't even talk. Don't even see. She already out the room. Get on my nerves. She about to be on punishment on Monday. So you better get some books at the library tomorrow.
Let me get my GIF out.
Shut up. You shut your mouth. You're done. I can't stand it. I cannot. Every time you're just like, ooh, this is so good. Let me just get my popcorn out. Like, what are you doing? Screw you. Screw you. She doing a dance. Nobody asked you to come back in here. Oh, Lily's underneath the bed. You know what? You better stop. You're so lucky. And I keep it like I feel like you understand more though on my part where I'll be like, shoot, I hate being the show. I cannot stand it. Mimi got Darren. She goes, call him Darren. I'm like, cause he's Doron. Every time I see him, I'm like, Doron. You ain't. And then when you type out Darren, I'm like, don't feel right. It's Doron.
Like,
I don't even know what I was on.
To tell you how many times.
Gosh!
I just busted out laughing and got off. I was like, I ain't even gonna sit.
I can't even. Oh my gosh! Am I about to go through it? I'm like, these next 4 years gonna put me. See, I'm gonna not play around. I'm about to go straight up catch a dick, and I'm gonna put it right in the middle of between us, and she gonna be so mad. So mad he better not tell me what to do. I'm like, he ain't here for you. He here for me.
I'll be so sad.
Oh no!
Oh no, she's trying to hear me. Can you please get out of my conversation, ma'am? You mean I'm too loud? Shut my door.
Oh my goodness.
I swear she be ear hustling. I swear I'll be this loud. I'm like, I'm not that loud.
Not that loud.
Not that loud. You ear hustling. You probably outside the door. Like, ooh, she talking about me.
I know. Let me see.
She knows she the worst. She knows she the worst. She just be, ooh, man. Let me tell you what she told me the other day. We in the car, right in the morning. We go driving to her school. And I'm going like this with my mouth. I'm like, ugh. Because in the morning after you brush your teeth, that first little bar, you're like, oh, it's so dry. And I didn't drink no water. She goes, ugh. And I was like, what? She's like, I hate that sound. Can you not make it? I was like, I'm going to choke her out. I'm going to choke her right now in the passenger seat. I'm going to strangle her. I said, do you know? And I want to just look at it. I was like, there are a million things that people are going to do that you are not going to like. And you cannot open your mouth because it's rude. It's rude. I don't care. You breathe funny sometimes, and I just want to punch you for no damn reason. But I don't say it to you. I don't ever just be like, you know what? I don't like your breathing right now. But kids will say it. Kids will say it. They'll just say it right out of your mouth. Like, they just really don't understand that you... Now I know my mom said, I brought you into this world, I'll take you out. Because she really thought very often of murdering us. Okay, I don't know how you did 3. I just don't. I would have had just a shotgun next to my door. Just like, don't come in here with no bullshit. Because I am not even in the mood. You have boys too? Boys too? I'm like, no. Just walk around with a whip for no reason. Woo, Lord, we was talking about black people, but I got distracted by the damn kids. Woo.
Maya, darn you, Maya.
Maya, between Maya and the whiny damn dog. I cannot with this dog. I have never seen a more needier dog. I will never get a dog. Not getting a dog. I want a munchkin cat.
Don't do it.
No, I'm not getting a dog because they require too much. I took him out for 15 minutes. I thought that was good enough. It's like, you've had my attention. Okay, anyhow, what was we talking about? We was talking about something. I'm off black people.
Yeah.
I think I'm off that. I think I've lost my. I was on a tangent, and then the tangent.
You
went away.
and you got interrupted. Sorry. Next.
No, it's okay. Michael B. Jordan replacing Will Smith. And I Am Legend too.
Why? Because of the thing, the slap. Like, are we still harping on that? Like, what?
Do you feel like he shouldn't be getting the role, or you feel like he should get the he doesn't need to be blacklisted because of that happened 2 years ago?
Why they're doing it? I mean, are they doing it because of that?
I mean,
no.
I really don't know. It could be. I don't have a dog in this fight because I didn't love I Am Legend, but
okay, full disclosure, I only watched half the movie, and so I don't know what I mean. Yeah, I fell asleep. I mean,
people seem to really love certain things that I just look at and I'm like, I don't know what I was supposed to get here, but it missed me.
So I was like, I mean, okay.
I watched the whole thing and I was like, I don't get it.
I don't even. I mean, I heard what happened at the end, but I didn't make it to the end, so I don't know.
I was like, this is what you sold me on. I had to go through 2 fucking hours to get here.
Was it 2 hours?
I don't know. It was too long. It's what it was. It's too dang long. Is it? Okay, I'm going to say something really evil. I thought he did, but apparently not. I don't know what happened in I Am Legend. That's how much I don't recall it. It was that bad. Yeah. I'm going to say something really mean. I'm really sorry for this statement, Michael B. Jordan, but
do it.
His lips look like his breath stink all the time. You know how some people, you could just tell that they breath is hot, like they just got naturally hot ass breath. Like they got halitosis, like they were just born with it. Every time I see him, I'm just like, oh my God, I bet you your breath be hot. You just got that look of the face. And it's because he reminds me of, this is why, don't take too offense, Michael B. Jordan. This is why he's never listening to this. This is why, I know. This is why, though. I mean, it's one of those things that you'll just like someone will start perpetuating. You know what? He do look like his breath stank. But I had a cousin.
It's in my head now.
And yes, I'm telling you, it's the lip. I can tell the people who have halitosis, and I'm telling you, my mom and my cousin have the same. They all got the same facial mouth feature, and they all got halitosis. And my mom got it bad. And she just refused to acknowledge that point. Come up in the morning just like, hello. They want to have a whole lecture in the car. I'm like, God damn, that coffee is not hitting it. It's not helping at all. It's just another smell with the other 15 fighting for supremacy in your mouth. I'm so sorry. But I know it's a medical condition. But you got to take the right shit. Is that him? Yes, halitosis. I can smell it through the screen every time. I have never just felt something so automatic when I've seen someone. I'm just like, and I think he's fine. I think he's a good-looking man. I just like, guy. Holy shit! I think you have halitosis. I'm pretty convinced of it
goodness.
At this point.
Oh my goodness. Now I can never unsee it. I'm so sorry. Sorry, Michael.
I know. I feel so terrible for saying it, but sometimes I just have to let these feelings, these bad thoughts out. These bad thoughts out. This one guy was talking. Yes, and I did it earlier too. And it's like I like kitty. What did you say? Something like I said I was walking my dog. And it's a group chat. It's just fun group chat. And he's like, I like cats. I was like, I'm not going to say it. Then I said, I'm going to say it. So you like pussy.
I knew that's what you were
I had to say it. I had had to say it. That and my comment about Anna Diop. I said, look, I'm strictly dickly, but if Anna Diop wanted me, I would tie my hair back and start doing jaw exercises. Because she is so fine. She is probably, I mean, she's just gorgeous. She oozes. Yes. It's the only reason why I watch Titans. I feel like.
On the screen, I know. I'm like, here she is. Like,
girl, did you see the Titans finale yet?
No, I haven't seen any of it.
Holy shit. Watch the finale. You ain't mentioned much. Just watch the finale because it gave me what I wanted. And you know what I've been wanting for these seasons. So that is all you need. And they did it in the perfect frame shot. And I didn't think that they were going to possibly pull it off. And I even said, like, look, I have one wish from this show is to make that perfect. And they did. Well, it almost fucked it up, but they did. They did it. Actually, it was I thought this season was a really good season. I thought it was the best season they've had.
I when they came back, there was an episode that lost me. I'm like, but other than that,
it might have been the one where he went into the red, because that's the one Mimi's on. Oh,
that's the last one I saw. I like.
Oh, the one where he went into the red. Yeah, because that African man was kind of cool. I'm like, can we get a spinoff?
Yeah, I like him.
Like,
and I listened to your podcast and I agree, because I'm like, I wish we would have gotten more of that, you know, a lead up to that. I felt like
it was shoehorned in. I was like, man, this was season 1 material, all the way season 1 material. And we could have seen more of the man. I liked him. I didn't never seen that actor before. I was like, oh. And after the Flash, I'll be done with. They're trying to get me into Superman. I'm like, I don't know if I could do Superman and Lois. I don't like Superman. I never got into Superman. I'm like, yeah, you're not punching people. Get out of here. I need you to drop spines and bodies. I don't. Yeah, but I've never been into Marvel more than DC. It's still, which is funny because Marvel is going fully dark. And I still don't like Marvel. They're darker. This is what I hear. I don't watch it, so I don't know. But the new Guardians of the Galaxy, they said, was really good. But they said,
speaking of which, that's my son, my oldest. He's taking me to the movies and dinner tomorrow. That's what I'm to see. A lot of people seen a lot of good things, but they said prepare yourself. And I feel like I am going to give you that PSA because there's animal torture. So, and I would want someone to tell me that because I don't like walking into shit like that. Yeah. Great.
Well, you know, one of them is an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're going to finally get into Rocket's backstory. And so I'm just giving, I don't like to walk in like that. That would have fucked me up. That would have fucked up the movie for me if I didn't know that going in personally. So I'm like, in case that is going to mess with you. Yeah. Because I would have walked out of the theater mad. Like, nah, you got to put a heads up for that. I need to know what I'm signing up for. Nah, you can't just toss that shit, especially if it's not going to be more than just like a glance over. Clearly, they're going into it. So I'm like, nah. There needs to be a PSA. Luckily, I watched someone else who watched the review, and that's exactly what they said. They was like, no, they should have had a PSA out there for that particular part. I guess the only couple of topics, because I don't want to make it too long, because after an hour and 15, I can't get it on YouTube. Yeah, you notice the Flash wasn't on the last one we did together. That was so sad. So the last part, I think, because it's not a big one, is did you know that squeezing a man's testicles can release so much adrenaline that you can kill him?
No.
You can't see her face right now, guys, but it's priceless.
Okay.
And this has actually been proven.
How? Please explain.
A woman killed a guy by squeezing his testicles. She was protecting herself.
How did they know? Okay.
Well, I mean, like, you're being attacked. The person was being attacked, so she didn't know how to fight back, so she started squeezing.
Really hard,
their tests. Yes, you have to squeeze them hard. Not like squeeze them like you're getting a teddy bear. Like, you can't see what you're doing. My fingers are doing right now. No, you have to squeeze them. You got to take them like you're going to squeeze. You got to squeeze them up, motherfuckers. So basically, if you're ever in a scenario, I thought it was a fun fact, because you know, we all got the mace. We got the stuff to make sure. Mimi sent me a video of men watching this guy put date rape stuff in there to see if the men would stop would stop the woman from coming back from the table, or say something about the fact that they saw she was being drugged. They didn't. They were laughing. It was the most disturbing shit I've ever seen. Yet the woman saw it happening, and she got up, pretended, because she didn't confront him. Right? And that's the thing. Like, this person might be a criminal. You don't know. They might kill you, whatever. Right. So she just went over, pretended she was getting her bag, and knocked over the girl's drink, so she wouldn't drink the drugs. But the men did nothing. It's so sad that we have to protect ourselves like that. But now we got another weapon. Squeeze the fuck out of them testicles, because that will kill them. We don't need a gun. Wow. We just need our hands.
That's interesting.
That is very interesting. I thought that was... great. That, and Mimi always sends me weird facts talking about you take 6 hours longer to die in seawater than regular water. I was like, what? Why do you send me these things? These aren't the facts I want. This got me thinking about how long I would drown. Like, I think I'm just gonna avoid drowning.
Yeah. Avoid it. Just in any water.
Any water. Yeah. I'm not going in the ocean anyway. We already got over the dolphin rape. That's enough. That's... The dolphins were quite enough. We don't need to get into any more animals in the ocean to ruin our lives. You got any last thoughts before we sign off?
No, not really. No, enjoyed it. I loved our conversation.
I know. We'll be back to do more, so don't feel like if we jumped the topic and jumped back out of the topic, especially like the black culture. We're going to be talking more about that, because I do want to get more into that, because I do think that's important to start having. And I don't want to be... I don't always love, especially when these type of conversations, just talking into my mic. I like the back and forth dynamic and hearing other opinions, and like I said, you start a conversation and then you see where it goes. So,
and my thing that I enjoy, which is what brought me to your podcast a long time ago, is hearing from a black woman's perspective, hearing from black women, because we hear so much from others, and so hearing from our perspective and putting our voice out there, I feel it's important as well. And I'm all about, in my personal life and professional life, I'm all about saying something. I know y'all don't think that, because of the three of y'all.
I have a feeling, girl. I have a feeling. You didn't get that managerial position being no dang on sheep. You ain't got to tell me. Shoot, I know exactly what it takes to get there. That's why I won't do it. Like, fuck that. All the admiration, because I won't do it. I refuse. So, no.
Yeah, I could bring that up. What it's like to be in that type of position, leadership position. And the only black female.
I hate to say it, but the black men just ain't doing it right now. I mean, I've listened to black men podcasts, and half the time I'm like, what the fuck? You're worse than the people of color, than the white people. Half the time, I hate to even say that. That's, and it's not, okay, no, it's almost all that I've listened to.
We can talk about that.
Yes, I can talk. We got many topics. That's what I said. Yeah. Write down topics during the week. It does not have to be political. Does not have to be any of that. Let's just talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about. So we're going to wrap it up. Hopefully Mimi will join us next time. But if not, hey, we'll do it again. So until the next time, peace,
hair grease,
and Black Girl Magic.